You're killing me. You're going to get me tickled before I get started. All right. I'm not going to be long-winded. I just got something short here. The reason I decided to do this instead of an actual message is because since we are recognizing Jerica for Pastor's Wife Appreciation, I wanted to do something more focused on that. And as I was trying to study it and go through it, I kind of went with the same mindset anytime I've ever done a devotion before, kind of like almost like an outside looking in kind of thing, give you this just definition of what it is. And as I was sitting there thinking about it, I was like, if there's anyone that should know about what a pastor's wife is, truly it should be the pastor. Honestly, more than the pastor's wife. And that's not meant as a dig, but there's things that your helpmeet does for you that a lot of times they don't recognize, but you do. And so that's kind of where I went with it, was trying to name some of the things off that my helpmeet does. So, and I ask you to bear with me. I'm not a mushy-gushy guy by any means, but kind of hard for it not to be that way when it's your personal one there. But I was trying to do some studying here, and as we know, she's called helpmeet. That's what a helpmeet is. And I didn't know this until I started studying. The word help in the Bible, and this might not be pronounced right, the Hebrew word is Ezer, E-Z-E-R. And why that is important is that exact same word in Psalms chapter 46, verse 1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. So what that is saying is the same word to mean help me when it comes to our spouses, and this can be fitting even to just anyone that's married in here, not just a pastor. That is the same word when referencing the help that God gives us too. I don't think that's by mistake or by coincidence that is used that way. So our helpmeets offers us a strength in the same way that God offers us strength too. And as I was studying through this and looking, my wife is not a secondary assistant to the church. And what I mean by that is, you look at me and you hear my messages, my sermons, my ministry has a spotlight on it. So truly the Helpmeets ministry kind of goes unnoticed. But I was sitting there thinking about it the other day, and I was trying to think about that. There's a lot of things that my wife does that she might not even realize directly benefits my ministry. There's a reason I'm able to come home in the evenings and set everything down and set it to the side and sit down on the couch if I want to and pick up my Bible and study and not have a million things to do, because she's took care of them. I think about that a lot, and I do a bad job of probably thanking her for what she does. But it's not just that too. It's within the church, we're afraid to approach the pastor's wife. And those are the things that goes unnoticed or unseen. I know in the short stint that I've been here already that there's each one of you have probably approached my wife in some way with something that's on your heart, and went to her and talked to her about it. And here's the thing about that. My wife does not have to have the answers to your problems. But what my wife does have is a heart for your problem. And it might be one of those things, maybe it needs relayed, maybe it don't, but my wife can come to me, Brother Eric, and she relays to me the problems that are going on, and say, hey, so-and-so's got this going on. And as I said, I take it for granted a lot of time while I'm sitting in there on the couch with my Bible in my lap, trying to look through and think about things. She's usually not in there sitting with me, Sister Alice, because she's up doing things. She's up taking care of the house, taking care of the home, providing for my kids. And those are things that goes unnoticed. Uh-oh, this mic's getting a little finagly on me. Anyway, and I don't even think about that a lot of times. But on Sunday mornings, most of you know we stay here in between church. You know what my duties are on Sunday morning? Get my butt out of bed, get myself a shower, get my suit on, and grab the bag that's sitting in the kitchen to take it and put it in the car. But who packed the bag? She did. She did. And you may say, well, this has nothing to do with ministry. It 100% does. 100% does. I don't have to prepare these things. She gets up before me on Sunday mornings. It's the one day a week that she gets up earlier than me. And she gets up, gets herself ready. So why? That she can get the girls ready and get them dressed and get them out the door. I believe if I needed her to, she'd dress me too. I believe that without a shadow of a doubt. But then I think about these things that she does that I don't realize. She is really good at being the one to do the reaching out to people. My mind is going a million miles a minute at all times, guys. And what thought might be in my head right now is gone within a millisecond, and I'm on to the next thing. Her, she's constantly in there saying, I need to text so-and-so. I need to make sure. And she'll come say, I've texted my people. And it's not because she's doing it simply out of duty, but love for the duty. And these are things that goes unnoticed when we talk about the pastor's wife, the roles that she fulfills. But something you don't see is truly she's a burden bearer, and a burden bearer for me. Y'all see me at my best. She sees me at my worst. Y'all see me usually at my strongest. She sees me at my weakest. Truly, as I was reading through this, what she is to me is my Aaron and her. When my arms have gotten weak, she holds them up. And sometimes I take that for granted myself, but men get weak too. Ministry can be a burden, while I said this morning, a blessing. She is probably a little more tactful than what I am too. She's a little bit softer than what I am. She can be the one, if you're needing soft counseling, she's the one to go to, not me. I'm more of the type, Brother Tyler, I can love on you and I can tell you I'm praying with you and be there for you, but there's going to be times what you're wanting love for, I'm going to come to you and say, suck it up. But she's going to be willing to give you the love. And I thought on that, and there's something, I didn't write this myself. But I did write it down because I wanted to read it to you, because I thought, man, this is very fitting. You see the fruit of my ministry, but she often tends to the roots. You see the lampstand in the sanctuary, but she is the one who helps keep the oil supplied in the quiet hours of the night. I don't think that if there's one of those blessings that I didn't know that I was going to get from pastoring, is probably, like I said, I'm not good at this, guys, is seeing the blessing of my wife fulfill her role as the pastor's wife. And she worries a lot of times that she ain't doing it right. She worries that she don't know what she's doing, and I'll tell her, join the club. You know, we're figuring it out as we go. I mean, I'm sure we're not perfect at Sister Alice, but we're giving it our best shot, you know, doing what we can with it. But I've thought about that. She's the one, when I'm tore up and worried or usually aggravated over things, she's the common voice that brings me down. She's the one that sees things from a different light. I love you women with all my heart. I was thinking about that in there a minute ago. It blesses my heart to see us all working together in there to clean those things up. You guys don't know how much I appreciate that. Not simply because it was a celebration for my wife, but just simply because it's working in the church. She has an understanding about what Jens go through that I don't. So if I have one of the ladies come to me and has a prayer, or she's got a burden, maybe I don't understand it, Sister Penny, but I got a wife that does. She can help me navigate that. But I've thought many of times that I have been discouraged, and for a long time I didn't lean on her. I didn't feel like I should. And then finally when I started leaning on her, I realized how much easier life was when you had your helpmate to lean on. And she's the one that probably keeps me refreshed when I get in the pulpit on Sunday mornings. If I took on her role along with my role, I can promise you this, I probably wouldn't be in a suit every Sunday morning. You might be lucky to get some jogging pants and house shoes. But she's the one that allows me to focus on my ministry, on the messages that I'm going to try and bring, on what I might be able to do for the church. And as I'm driving down the road, she's over there usually texting somebody within the church. I can promise you this, you have to stay more in contact with that lady than you do me. I believe it's hands down that can't even be argued. Yins are in more contact with her than you ever are with me. And she takes it with grace. She's the one that I get tickled at her. If there's someone that she's used to hearing from on a daily basis from the church, and she don't hear from you, she's probably going to be mad at you, just FYI. If she texts you and she's worried about you and you don't text her back, she's going to be mad at you. Not because that you're just being rude, but she wants to know how you're doing. And I know when I said that, there's some of you, and I'm not going to look at you, but there's some of the church that are not good at texting back. But as I went through this and I tried my best to look at it, and I was going to give you this textbook definition, what helpmeet is, but it's kind of hard to do that when it's a personal thing for you too. And as I started looking through it myself, it was a good encouragement for me because it showed me some things and made me reflect on some things that I don't think a lot about that she does. But I can promise you this, who yins have elected, who your pastor is, would be a shadow of himself without my helpmeet. That is guaranteed. That's fact. That's fact. And I don't do a good job of telling you, hon, but I love you and I'm thankful for you. That's all I've got. I told you I'm not good at this, and I truly ain't going to continue on because I'll turn into a sap up here. But I think, you come on then, Carrie.